Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It is Monday and we're reviewing Letters from Whitechapel.
Hello!
Hi! It's a great game, very simple, but very challenging. 5 important detectives are on the trail of Jack the Ripper, the most dangerous serial killer of all time. They must chase the mysterious murderer through the tangled streets and alleys of the Whitechapel district. One player plays Jack the Ripper, and his goal... I can't read with the blocking the light there, dudes. And his goal is to take 5 victims before being caught. The rest of the players are police detectives who must cooperate to catch Jack the Ripper before the end of the game.
Where is he? Is he over there?
I think it's good to be Jack. It's very good to be Jack in this
Jack
game.
the Ripper.
Being Jack totally sucks.
Oh yeah. For you, we caught him. Nobody else has been caught yet.
Thematically and historically, it's very correct. But as a game, I think the game needs to be more balanced, and to have Jack win as often as he does, it doesn't seem like a very balanced game. I like a balanced game where everyone has an equal chance.
So the first night, usually you have the best chance of catching Jack. You're the closest to him when things happen. Mm-hmm. And the first night is almost every time happened, we've asked, have you been in 117? And the guy's, yeah. Because he's standing right there. And it's like, damn it, I just should have arrested instead of asking if he was there.
Sometimes it's good to have 2 policemen right on either side of a number. So if one person asks, have you been there? And Jack says yes, and you're pretty sure that he's there, the other policeman can make the arrest and catch him.
The only problem is the policeman can only move up to 2 spaces, and then they move according to the black dots on the board, where Jack moves along the the number circles.
It's challenge to play the cops. Sometimes very frustrating. If you can't narrow down where Jack's hideout is, I know Craig mentioned that it's probably your best shot to capture him on the first night, but the game suggests, and I found this really helps too, is if you narrow down his hideout in the first couple of nights.
So let's explain that a bit. Okay. You start off, you get this sheet that only Jack sees. No, you're like ahead of this.
No,
he picks one space on here that's not a red space, writes it down in there. That's his home. Mm-hmm. Only Jack knows it where it is, not the other players.
It's the circled numbers. Yeah.
Every time he commits a murder, he starts from the murder's location and must go through connecting circles back to his home before the end of the night, which is 15 or more moves depending on how he does it.
Yeah. And all his moves are hidden.
There are 5 policeman pawns on the board that have to try and catch him. They can either ask if he's been there or make an arrest if they think he is there.
But if you make an arrest, you get no information. He cannot tell you, or does not have to tell you, if he's been there or not.
The deck is heavily in Jack's favor. Very, very heavily in Jack's favor. And sometimes Jack's got special moves like going through the alleyways or the carriage ones that just really, you have no idea where he could have went from those.
Yeah, it's about, see, this is a very...
It's a very hard game if you're the police.
Yeah, it's all deduction, basically. What?
There we go. I didn't have to say anything. Just keep doing this. Then finally stop talking and let me talk. They come with all these little clear bingo chip type tokens. Every time you ask Jack, have you been at 28, for example, he says yes, a clear token goes down there so the police remember he's been there tonight. Right. Every new night, all those get taken off. The only ones that stay out are the red ones marking the locations of the murders, because the murders don't have to happen on the red locations where the girls start.
Well, I don't know if we mentioned yet. Jack's got 4 nights. He has to kill 5 women, and if he makes it through all 4 nights without being caught, he wins.
Okay, let's move over here. Were you there? Were you there? Were you there? Now, we all know historically Jack the Ripper was not caught. Mm-hmm. It seems this game is a little slanted towards Jack getting away.
This game does play 2 to 6, but I think for the cops to have a better shot at catching Jack, you almost need to be a 2-player game. That way all the police are working a little bit more coordinated. Yeah.
One person controls all of them.
As opposed to 5 individual minds.
If the cops are too spread out, oh boy, that's tough getting them back together in a good line to cordon off Jack. Very tough, especially if he has coaches and alleyways left over. They're very, very, very handy for Jack.
They've added some optional things in the game to make it easier for the police or easier for Jack. And those you can put in or take out depending on how you
I don't know why you want to make it easier on Jack. Jack's got a good advantage.
Oh yeah.
Jack is a seriously fun to play because it's
yeah.
I'm right there and he just asked
You
me.
can fake people out. You know, you'd be wandering around behind the
double
policeman
back. It's sort of like, yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there like 3 times tonight.
Yep.
It's so much fun being Jack. Just running away from the police officers. They got absolutely no idea. You double back or triple back on moves and they're just totally clueless, and it's really fun when they think your home is in one area and they're totally off track and they're trying to block off what they think is your home.
Oh, well, there's one thing we didn't mention here too. The policemen. These are actually the real policemen that were after Jack back in the late, 1800s?
1890s,
1890s? Yeah, so these are the actual policemen on these.
Nope, 1888, I think is what it was.
1888?
It says
1888, that's it.
So,
You're right there.
From Rasmus. Hi guys, first of all, I greatly appreciate your work on reviewing board games. I've just started getting back into playing after an absence since childhood. And your reviews are absolutely just what I needed, so thank you very much. Secondly, a few questions. I was wondering if some of the older games like Hero Quest and Space Crusade ever hit the table. And if so, how often? Also, do you plan to review older games, which perhaps are only found on eBay nowadays? Lastly, if you ever need help with some graphics to increase their presentation value, just contact me. Well, that's good to know, and I did check out his website with stuff, and it was rather interesting. To get to your questions, though, older games.
Yeah, the games you referred to,
we don't actually have either of those. So.
Never played them, heard of them, but that's about it.
We have reviewed some older games, but not
more so
not like 70s or 80s, but no. We've reviewed.
To give you an idea of the timeline,
a number of years.
My first game was Puerto Rico. I'm not sure when that was out, but anything before that, odds are I don't have.
Was that 90s or?
Well, that's when we got it. That's when Chris got it, but who knows when it came out.
Yeah.
I think it was fairly new when your brother bought it for you, though, probably.
Yeah, it was number 1 on Board Geek at the time.
Yeah.
We'll have to look that up.
But older games, Ken has a few older games. I do have some older games that we would like to get to, but new games keep coming out, and new and shiny always beats the old and not so shiny.
Well, most of my older games are probably stuff I was playing as a kid, so we wouldn't be playing them now, like Star Wars Escape from the Death Star or something like that. But
check out the special hologram
Axis and
episode
Allies is probably the
was Super Mastermind, and that was an 80s game. I don't think... Well, I know Mastermind is probably still out there, but the version that I showed you, I don't think you can even get anymore. Been curious about Battlestar Galactica and Wrath of Ashardalon. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the link. As for the mystery package, aha! You've already seen what was in the mystery box by the time this email comes out. The mystery box for April? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I hope it is something good. Otherwise, it might be a big April Fool's episode. Laugh out loud. And it was.
Uh-huh.
April Fools!
The funny part was there were people speculating about what, to the point of where somebody was freeze framing the video and saying, "That's the Wizards of the Coast label on that box, isn't it?" Yeah, because that was the box that my replacement tiles came in.
I like how Chris said in his little, show the box thing, he's like, "Oh, it's a very good game," and then we get a score on it.
But hey, we were having some fun, and you guys know we don't take everything seriously, so why not?
We don't take ourselves seriously.
No.
So why should we take anything else seriously?
Right.
Wrapping up for Letters from Whitechapel. Your game.
I'm going to give this one a 9. I enjoyed this game very much. Simple, but very well done. Well put together. Tough on the cops, though.
I'm going to give this a split score. If you're playing as the cops, this is a 7. If you're playing as Jack, this is a 9. And combining those two scores together, I guess I will give it an 8 overall. It's much more fun to play as Jack than as the cops.
Jack, yep.
Mind you, we have never played it with 2 players, where just one person's the cops. I think that would make it a little bit better. It's a lot of fun as Jack, a lot of frustrating as the police. And in that sense, I have to give it a little lower rating than what I would normally. It's a 7.5.
Yeah, in one mind, playing all the cops is a definite advantage, more concerted effort. Yeah.
This is definitely a very fun game if you're Jack, a very frustrating game, I think, if you're the cops.
Which makes it a good challenge and more realistic, too.
Maybe he's over there. I don't know. I guess, was he here?
It's really fun being Jack and watching the cops have
yeah, Jack's
absolutely no idea where you went, and you're like, "Ee."
You missed me by one spot. Ah.
No. Were you there? No. Were you there? I don't know where he is. So that's it for another episode of the Gamers Table.
Your turn.
No, we're not
Okay.
reviewing Mystery Date.
Oh, right, yeah.
Letters from Whitechapel, not Mystery Date.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's.
There you go.
Okay, bye.
See you next time.
So yeah.
What a bunch of idiots.
Can we go home now?